Welcome or welcome back, everyone. Uh, what I'm about to tell you is going to sound rather crazy because it is. But this is how we've chosen to operate as a country. All right, the two reasons, and there are many more, but here are just two. Two reasons why the Fed Reserve System should be dismantled, done away with in this country. Reason number one. Here's one of the ways in which the Fed Reserve operates. uh, we, the country, essentially borrows money from the Fed. Uh, they order up our money from the Treasury, and they don't actually print it. It's digits on a computer. Uh, but anyway, we borrow that money from the Fed Reserve System, and then of course we, meaning us, our country, our government, we have to pay that money back to the Fed plus interest. We pay the Fed interest for them renting us our own money. Now, the private stockholders of the Fed, and in case you are unaware of it, the Fed Reserve System, according to a 1984 federal court case, one of the findings of that case was that the Fed Reserve System is not any kind of federal instrumentality. Instead, it is a system of privately owned banks. So anyway, the private stockholders of the Fed Reserve banks, they're guaranteed to make 6% interest by law. So we have to pay that money to them because because they loaned us our own money. Now, you'll have to forgive me. You often will see me, if you've seen more than one video, or even just this one. I often chuckle or laugh at these things that are really serious and tragic things. And I do so because, number one, I have a very bizarre sense of humor. I find many things funny that other people don't. But more importantly, number two, if I don't laugh at this stuff, I'll cry and go into a deep depression. Nobody wants a deep depression. So I laugh a lot. Uh, anyway, that's the first crazy reason why we should do away with the Fed Reserve System. We don't need a middleman for our own money. Jeez, isn't this just common sense? All right, the second reason I just recently covered in a previous video, and that is this. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, one of the clauses, charges the Congress to regulate the value of our money. And Congress cannot delegate that task to anybody else because the founders wanted that task done by people who are elected by the populace, not by some group called the Fed Reserve Board of Governors. Yeah, they passed the 1913 Fed Reserve Act, that's certainly true, but they wanted you to forget that no legislative law overrides the supreme law of the land, the Constitution. You were supposed to forget that. Congress is supposed to regulate the value of our money, not a group that was described by one of the former Fed chairmen, Alan Greenspan, on the PBS NewsHour. Quote, this is Greenspan, quote, "No one has power over us," unquote. Us meaning the Fed Reserve System. Now, the problem with that should be obvious. Anyway, those are two good reasons to do away with the Fed Reserve System. Thanks for watching. You all take care. And let me get this set up here. And be well. See you next time.